everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Ecstasy. Another drug, unfortunately, but if you want some, I know again. Jokes aside, I know it's been quite some time since I've uploaded, so in today's video, I thought I'd cover Riaan Swiegelaar and his whole situation. Alsamart actually made a video about this about 2 years ago, when it was still relevant, when he first went viral for his whole situation, but I'm fully aware I'm being a dead horse here. You guys may call that being a vulture, but I just call it easy content. Anyway, just before we start, don't direct any hate towards Riaan. He has the right to believe what he wants, just like the rest of us do. But I've got the right to laugh, so if you're happy with this arrangement, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Riaan Swiegelaar is an ex-Satanist, no Christian, and co-founder of the South African Satanic Church, who converted from, I'm pretty sure it was Levian Satanism, because I've seen a lot of the stuff about the Satanic Bible and stuff, so I'm assuming it's Levian Satanism, but don't hold me on that. I can't find anything definitive, but I'm pretty sure these guys are a branch of the Satanic Church. Anyway, went on a ramble, but you guys have probably seen this person before. You just don't exactly recognize the name. Well, unless it's in the thumbnail, then you will recognize the face. But most people, when I say this to them, they don't actually recognize the name. But as soon as I show them the short, they know exactly who it is. But if you didn't know already, this is who this guy is.
It was there in front of my face. And because I've never believed in Christ up to that point, and being extremely scientifically minded and an atheist and all of those things, I said no, like this is either a demon playing a trick with me or I am hallucinating, and I was scared.
As he says in the video, he claims to have had a spiritual experience with Jesus during a ritual, which in all honesty is pretty funny considering Levians don't even believe in Satan, let alone Jesus. But I don't actually know if he's Levian, so I don't know if I can make that joke and all, but anyway, I digress. If that is the case, that is really fucking funny, because you've like yeah, it's not even like you've done a 180, like you've done like several backflips to come to this conclusion. Like you get what I mean. Anyway, fuck it. Now you might be thinking, I've seen this pattern before. A lot of the high profile conversions from Satanists tend to do this. They tend to do a complete 180 on everyone and like make a career out of shitting on Satanism. And yeah, you're pretty much right in that regard. That's basically what he's doing now, like seminars and his YouTube channel and whatnot. But Riaan followed the age-old convert from Satanism and make a career out of shitting on it approach, which luckily for us didn't really work this time, considering I actually have more subscribers than this guy at the moment, which is really funny. As I said in my Mary Ravenshaw video, I have no issue with people like changing their beliefs. I change my beliefs all the time because I'm not a fucking idiot. Where I draw the line is where you dedicate most of your life to being against one idea and then you do a complete 180, then just go completely for that idea and fuck anyone else who was with you at the time. Like, to me that, like I said in the Mary Ravenshaw video, I'm gonna sound like a fucking broken record, but to me that just shows a huge lack of like dedication to your previous beliefs. I wouldn't even trust a Christian convert who converted to Satanism by doing that, like, you know. How can I be sure you're going to be dedicated to the beliefs you currently hold, because you ditched those ones so easily, clearly. So, you know, and continuing on with the high profile case things, and a lot of these people try to do, like, they try to fearmonger people, convince people that Satanists are out to get them and shit like that. And I feel like the next clip kind of points that out even more, like the kind of fear-mongering these people try to push on people, especially dumb people, like, you know, your Christian grandmother or whatever. About 3 months ago, Riaan posted a full testimony on his channel, which is actually what I'm skimming through to get the next couple clips.
So I read the book, it resonated with me. The next time the client came back, he said, and I said, well, I think I'm a Satanist because everything in here resonates with me. And he invited me to a party, so I went. There's a lot of parties in Satanism, and a lot of things that happen. There's children here now, so I'm not going to go into details. But anything that you can imagine, X-rated, drugs, whatever, everything happens there. And it is open and free for everybody who is there.
Now, as I'm sure you all can imagine, saying that a lot of parties happen in Satanism is a really silly thing to say, considering even most Levians practice solitarily, let alone the majority of Satanists. But to add even more insult to injury, you didn't even like elaborate on the things that happened at these parties. You just left it to the absolute horror these people can imagine. which is gonna be the worst stuff you can reasonably get. Let's be real, that's why you didn't elaborate, because their mind is gonna go to the worst place possible without you having to. How does this not come off as just like a complete logical fallacy? And to tar Satanism itself with these issues instead of the Satanists you were associating with is just completely ridiculous. This would be like blaming the entirety of Christianity for the experience you had at one church. You realise how fucking silly this is, don't you?
When I started socializing with Satanists, I was shocked to see who the Satanist in South Africa actually is. Because it's not people that have tattoos and wear black. That's the perception. It's not. Satanists look more like most of you, actually. So, and they are in all parts and sections of society. They're in the corporate world, they're in the medical field, they're on television, they're in the music industry, they are in schools teaching, so that is the reality.
Again, this comes off as an attempt at fear-mongering. As I'm sure most of you guys already know, Satanists do look like normal people. We don't walk around completely clad in black and covered in tattoos. Well, some of us do. The majority of us don't. The fact that you went out the way to tell these people about like the satanic drug parties and the like X-rated stuff that goes on, and then to say that they're in all sections of society seems like a way to tar Satanists as people who can't be trusted in professional settings, which is really fucked up. Once again, you can't tar all of Satanism with this brush because you had a bad experience with your group. Again, your group, not all of Satanism is like this, you know? Even though, once again, most Satanists are regular people, which is something we all pretty well know by now. Most Satanists are just normal people who worship Satan or do this stuff on the side. We can be trusted in professional settings. We are just regular people, once again. It's just a religious practice. It's like, you know, it's not that big of a deal. I know what you guys think in the comments, but that's just my opinions on this. It does come off as a blatant attempt to tar us with the same brush just because he had this experience with his group. But, you know, that's just my opinion.
I got invited to my first satanic ritual, which was at the Freemason Lodge in the Gardens in Cape Town. And this is another thing. Many people will tell you, Freemasonry, it's a business commerce between men. They're doing good things for the world. Then I want to know, why do you have to drink blood from a human skull when you get to a certain level? I want to know, why do you invoke all sorts of demons? Because these are the things that people don't talk about. And during my time in Satanism, I saw many Satanists going to Freemason lodges. And I saw many Freemasons coming to satanic rituals. I saw many pastors and dominis coming to satanic rituals.
I can't actually find anything to confirm whether or not this clip is confirmed, but once again, this comes off as such a blatant attempt at fear-mongering. I don't want to completely write off his claims about the Freemasons, because I'm not versed up on them, and to be honest, I don't particularly care. I've seen this question a good couple of times, but there is no actual consensus on how many Satanists there actually is, self-identifying anyway. We have absolutely no idea how many Satanists are out there, most likely because of how niche of a religious practice it is, and because of like social bias and things, people tend to not talk about it if they do. We are in numbers so little that they can't even give an accurate estimate to how many of us there are. So when he's saying, oh yeah, I've seen loads of pastors and loads of fucking demon, whatever the fuck he said then. I didn't exactly, it was like unintelligible, but you get what I mean. He probably did, he probably saw like one or two, yes, but this isn't as common as he's making it out to be. Like, this is it's genuinely not common. The chances of you running into a Satanist compared to the vast majority religions that outnumber us like hundreds of thousands for one is extremely slim. You generally won't run into one if you just like live along your life, and if you do, you probably wouldn't fucking notice either way. So why do you people even care? It's not like we're fucking hurting anyone. Oh fuck. Even if the drug parties and shit is true, fuck, you guys are upset because you weren't invited, and you know what? I am too. Fuck the lot of it. But closing up, he's come off to me as like some classic satanic panic allegations trying to drum up some controversy. I find it kind of hard to see a good light in this, especially considering he's trying to tar all of Satanism with this brush instead of just the Satanists he associated with. Because again, that's like tarring the entirety of Christianity for your experience at one church. It's not Christianity's fault, it's them Christians, you know. It's stupid. Once again, don't direct any hate towards Riaan. He has as much a right to speak as I do. But, you know, once again, I'm gonna laugh, because if you don't laugh, well, I'm fully aware this is like being a pretty short video in comparison to some of the other stuff I've made. I've been trying to get back into the rigmarole of editing videos and all that good stuff. But if you liked today's video, drop a like, drop a sub, all that good shit, and hell Satan. See you in the next one.